In aviation, we're always told that the rules are written in blood, but if you work around hangars long enough, you realize something else. Those rules are also written in fractions of an inch. On June 10, 1990, British Airways Flight 5390 climbed past 17,000 feet over Oxfordshire. Out of nowhere, a deafening bang shook the cockpit. The left windshield didn't just crack, it violently blew out. Within milliseconds, the explosive decompression tore Captain Tim Lancaster from his seat and launched him headfirst out of the aircraft. For 22 terrifying minutes, he was pinned to the outside of the fuselage in minus 17-degree cold, blasted by 400-mile-per-hour winds, while his crew held onto his ankles for dear life. Most people look at this miracle and talk about the heroic crew, and they should. But today, we need to talk about what happened 27 hours before takeoff. Because this wasn't an act of God. It was a mechanical illusion inside a quiet hangar caused by a mistake smaller than a grain of sand. But back in 1990, at Birmingham Airport, things were different. The shift maintenance manager was under pressure. The aircraft needed to go out in the morning. He had to replace the captain's windshield. Now, the BAC-111 had a specific design vulnerability. Its windshields were bolt-on from the outside. On a modern Airbus or Boeing, most windows are plug type. They fit from the inside, meaning cabin pressure naturally pushes the window tighter against the airframe structure. On the BAC-111, cabin pressure was actively trying to push the window out. The only thing stopping it were 90 bolts. Instead of pulling up the official maintenance manual to verify the part number, the manager did something that happens in hangars when complacency creeps in. He decided to match check the old bolts by eye. He took the old bolts down to the dark parts store. He found a drawer and visually matched them. He thought he was replacing the existing bolts like for like, but he made two fatal assumptions. Bolts into that window frame. To his eyes, the job was perfect. The paperwork was signed, the aircraft was released. 27 hours later, at 17,300 feet, the pressure differential between the cabin and the atmosphere reached a point where those tiny, stripped threads simply couldn't hold anymore. The window blew and aviation history was made. Fortunately, Captain Tim Lancaster survived. He made a full recovery and was back in the cockpit within 5 months. In our world, close enough doesn't exist. If the part number doesn't match the screen, you don't install it. Because if you try to eyeball aviation, the physics of the sky will always catch you out. Let me know in the comments. Have you ever encountered a part that looked identical but had a completely different spec sheet? Thanks for watching and keep them flying safe.